In this video, we're going to walk through how to add a storage item inside of Monolith. So in Monolith, what we consider a storage item is a device that's being used to store forensic data that has either been collected, processed, or provided. So for example, this can include forensic images, smartphone extractions, just general case data, forensic reports, that sort of thing. So to add a new storage item, what we're going to do is come into our Monolith tenant and then click into storage items under the evidence management tab. So I've already done that, so I'm going to go ahead and collapse this menu here. And next what we're going to do is click this blue new storage button here. And this is going to open up a modal for us to enter in the information about our storage item. So we can manually type in a storage number if we've got a specific number we need to assign. I'm just going to go ahead and let Monolith auto-generate that for me. Next, we have the storage type. So if you click this, you can select from different storage types. Let's just say I'm going to do hard drive. Next, we can add a serial number. And finally, we can add the size of this particular hard drive. So let's say I have a 16 gigabyte hard drive. We go ahead and put that here. Next, I'm going to open up the advanced details section. And here we can enter in the model information about the hard drive. So let's say I've got a Samsung with this model number, and it's also a brand Samsung. Now, if the device has a password or an encryption key, we can save that information here as well. So I'm going to click into this box, just type in some numbers here. If we want to check and make sure that we have the password entered correctly, you can click this little eye icon here, and that's going to reveal the password for you, so you can double check that. And next is general storage. In Monolith, we have two different types of storage. General storage, which is kind of a repository for large, like all case data. So it's kind of a lab-wide general storage. Potentially data from multiple cases could be stored on that general storage device. The other type we have is assigned storage. And assigned storage is a storage item that is for a very specific case used to store very specific data. So we will cover that momentarily. So for now, I'm going to leave this set to general storage and add a little description here. And then I'm going to click Create Storage. So once that's created, Monolith's going to ask me if I want to look at it. So I'm just going to go ahead and click View Storage Item. And this will give us the details of the storage item. So over here on the left, you can see all the information we typed in. Monolith also is going to track how much data is stored on the storage item as we start adding things to it. So you can see right now 100% of the storage item is available because we just created it. But these numbers will change to reflect acquisitions or other data that we add to a storage item as we go along. And then over here on the right-hand side, you'll be able to see the description, chain of custody. Now, chain of custody is not tracked for a general storage item because it's kind of a fixed storage asset, but that will be trackable in the assigned storage item, which we will get to in a moment. And then next we have the store data tab. So as we start adding in acquisitions in Monolith, any acquisitions assigned to this particular storage item will show up here. And then if any audits have been conducted on this particular storage item, you'll be able to see that information as well. So that's how to add a general storage item from the main storage items page. So let's say I have a case I'm working on and I want to add a storage item specifically for that case. So I've got a case in Monolith here. So I'm on the overview page. So first thing I'm going to do is come into the storage items tab. You can see I've got a couple in here already, but what we're going to do next is click this blue add new storage button, and you'll notice that the modal is pretty similar to the one we just experienced in the general storage, except we have a tab for chain of custody. So I'm just going to quickly enter in some information here. And again, this is all just the same information as we entered in the modal before. And then lastly, I'm going to open up the initial chain of custody. So here we can set the location for this storage item. Let's say it's on shelf 3. And then we can add a timestamp. I'm just going to let that leave it set to today. And then we can put notes. This is a storage item for this case. And we can get a chain of custody signature. So click save. And then we can create the storage item. I typed in a fake dummy password, so Google is yelling at me. We're going to ignore that pop-up. And again, Monolith's going to ask us if we want to view the new storage item. And we can click yes, and this again will open up our details page. So you can see, because we have a location for this item, you can see that's showing up here in the left-hand side as well. And then we're again seeing our free space, percentage of stored data, and all that kind of fun stuff. And then over here, we also now have our chain of custody record. So just to show you an example of storage items that have some data already on them, I'm going to click back here for a moment and click into the storage item. So this is a storage item that already has some data assigned to it. So if we scroll down here in the left-hand box, you can see the size, the size of the stored data that's on this particular storage item, how much free space is left, and then Monolith will give you percentages of those two things. So that's a really cool, quick way to keep track of how much room you have on that particular storage item, as well as where that item is located at any given moment, because these will change as you adjust chain of custody. So like, let's say I want to move this to me. We'll just click test for now, add my e-signature. Okay, so now that I've added this new chain of custody record, you can see down here at the bottom left, it has changed the location to myself. So again, just really easy way to keep track of how much space is free on the storage item and where it's located at any given moment. And next, if we want to see what data is stored on the storage item, we can click the Stored Data tab here, and it's going to show us the acquisition name with a little bit of information here. And if we click these two arrows here, this is going to open up all the details about the acquisition. So pretty handy way to kind of see all that information at a glance right from the storage item. And that is how to add a storage item inside of Monolith. Thanks for watching.